Listen, they accuse us of being divisive nationalists. No, we're divisive internationalists. It's England that are the divisive nationalists. And each month they're going to drift farther and farther to the right. We're not going to accept that, right? But I have 3 comments to make. You had Lisa Nandy, who threatened Scotland with the Madrid method of how to keep people down by beating our Catalan family into the ground. Didn't it work, did it? No! Right. Secondly, although she apologised, you had a Labour MP stood up in Parliament and apologised for saying, I hate the SNP. Right. Then you had a Tory MSP, Michelle Ballantyne, saying that poor families should be reduced to 2 children. Now, if that's no fascism, what is fascism? Right. Democracy is alive up here, but dead in England. Right. And that's me finished. 2 minutes, 41 seconds. Right. Freedom!
Christ, that was a long 2 minutes and 42 seconds, was it no, folks? Jeez, oh! No wonder I called him an old rogue. Next up is Valentine Starlet. What a wonderful name. Oh, very, very nice.
Thanks. I won't be long either. I work with a wee group, all 3 of us, from Dundee called Imagine Scotland. And basically we work with community groups. What? Oh, sorry. Right. And what we do is we just work with folks doing sort of arty, farty, creative projects. And what we found is that, and we've done it recently, we did work with people, immigrant women who'd been living in this country for a range of, say, 32 years to 6 months. And you know, the wonderful thing that we found was that they absolutely love Scotland, right? And I think that's something that we need to remember, is that folks love this country for all sorts of reasons, but it is a beautiful country and we are beautiful people that they love, right? So I think we need to hold on to that. We have a beautiful country, we are beautiful people despite the arseholes over the road, right? Okay? And the other thing that we found out was that if you listen to folks, just listen to them, folks, right? And let them tell you why they're frightened, what it is that they're worried about in terms of independence. They've got their fears, they're legitimate, but just listen to them. And then if you know what you're talking about, you can help them work through those fears, right? Okay? Just listen to them. But remember that they're Scottish like you, and they deserve to be listened to and helped through the fears, okay? And then independence will be ours. We deserve it. We'll get it, okay? And we're European as well. I'm European, okay?
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is Anne Milton. She's going to say a few words about weapons of mass destruction on the Clyde.
Right, this is a poem that I wrote. Fought, Trident out. The rosy of the world is not for me. I'll settle for my own country, minus our nuclear weapons aggression to others, whoever they may be. Observe the beauty and see the peaceful land that we could be. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So let's not nuke anyone or live by the gun. I give you the rose of peace. Fought, Trident out. You'll hear me shout. I've been anti-nuclear for 40 years. It's immoral, illegal and expensive. The damage it can do is extensive. What are we proving? We should be moving from when Britain had an empire and ruled the world. Let's lead in a different way and show that we may have a nuclear-free world and preserve planet Earth. Fought, Trident out. We need an independent Scotland.
Thank you. That was absolutely wonderful. Where'd Graham go? Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Roy Mackey.
Thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon. Can I start by thanking Stand Up for Scotland group for organising this event, giving me and others the opportunity to address this wonderful group of people who've gathered here today to express their sadness and anger at being dragged out of the European Union against the collective will of the Scottish people. My name is Roy Mackey. I help run the Yes to Kirkcaldy Hub. Hello. I'm a full-time independence activist. I'm an SNP member. I'm a Yes biker. I joined the... One the bikers. Thank you. I joined the fight for Scottish independence 7 years ago when I was 55, having never been involved or even interested in politics previously. I was inspired mainly by the arrival of my two grandchildren, Cameron and Layla, when I started to worry about what their future might hold for them. And my fears were compounded when the decision was made to leave the European Union, despite the overwhelming majority in Scotland voting to remain. I desperately want my grandchildren to have the same opportunities that I had, or even better. I want them to grow up in a Scotland free from the increasingly dark and dirty politics of Westminster. I want them to have a government based in Scotland with all the powers needed to make Scotland a successful, progressive and happy place to stay. And I want them to be governed by people who are more interested in making friends with other countries than they are in bombing them. Thank you. I want them to have freedom to travel, work, live and love in Europe. Yes. Independence for Scotland is now even more important, as it's the only way for us to get back into the EU, which would then allow us to once again enjoy all of the members' benefits that we have become so used to and which we are about to lose. So please, keep the heat, keep the faith and keep going. It's within our grasp and we can nearly touch it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Mr. Paul Staples.
Hello people. I didn't gather by my accent. I wasn't born in this country. I lived in this country for over 12 years. And I will tell you what, I will fight passionately with every breath in my body to gain this country's freedom. I will fight the Tory government and any Westminster government that tries to deny this country its independence. We have the right for this country's independence. Who can deny us our country's independence? There's only one person, that Westminster government, and we tell them we will fight them to our dying breaths, and we will fight them for every single person. I see hundreds of people here today. I've been on marches since I don't know when, and I haven't missed many marches, and I will fight and I will die for this country. This country adopted me. I lived down south and that country gave me nothing. This country took me in and adopted me. My heart lies in Scotland, my blood lies in Scotland, and I know you people, Scotland is our country. It doesn't belong to Westminster anymore. It's our country and we will fight for it to our dying breath. Who's with me? Come on, yeah! Right. I was English born, Scottish by choice. Sorawa!
Thank you, Paul. And give love, give Lynn our love.
Give love her love.
Now, I'm going to waffle for a wee bit while Matt gets ready, because Matt Seattle is going to play us a wee tune. Just a wee musical interlude. If anybody else would like to waffle with the crowd, please see Graham Bell from Yes Inverness, and he'll take your name, and then I'll call you to the mic and you can waffle. We'll not be doing this much longer though, folks, because the rain's coming in from the west. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I'm Indy Truck Davy. I give weather forecasts every day. I was in Dundee, Annie, aye. Where am I going to park a bloody juggernaut outside your house, lassie? Jeez, oh, people ask me stupid questions. I'm flying around the country everywhere, and I get, come on, drop in for a cup of tea, and I've got to say, have you got a driveway that's going to fit an Arctic?
Us v them v us, gadgies versus biddies, outies versus innies. I tell you,
Right, yeah.
I've had it with the V's. So please, 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 geese, peace. I mean, we all take pride in our side, but you can love a contest without saying who's best and so the rest. That's not Scotland. It's not our way to say, hey, you're here to stay, because we all stay here. And people come here to work, to play, to live, to laugh, to share, to love, to be one of us. That's some compliment. But no big heats, just wee deeds, is all it takes to show that Scotland's not for standing still, it's for standing up. Standing up for those who call this land their home, standing up for those we're proud to call our own. And yeah, there'll be bumps along the road, but now is not the time for cowering. Now is Scotland's time for powering, because in Scotland there's no V, there's just you, me and we. And we are Scotland.
Okay, folks, Mr. Matt Seattle.
I was inspired by a poem by Hugh MacDermott to write a wee tune. The poem is The Little White Rose of Scotland. The rose of all the world is not for me. I want for my part only the little white rose of Scotland that smells sharp and sweet and breaks the heart.
Right, get this mic back into short guy mode. Thank you very much, sir. Our next speaker is Marion Plunkett.
Good afternoon, everybody. I've not come here today with some prepared speech about facts and figures and anything. I'm going to ask, is there anybody in from Glasgow here? Yes. Is there anybody from Dundee here? Right? Is there anybody from North Lanarkshire? Is there anybody from Western Bartonshire? What I want to say to you today is in 2014, Ayrshire as well, yeah. In 2014, these four places were given the unimaginably beautiful pleasure and privilege of securing a yes vote over the 50% mark. And what I want to say here today on this free platform to everybody standing here is that it can be done. We are the evidence that if you hit the doors, if you get out there in your communities and you speak to people and you tell them the reality of the situation face to face, not on social media, not on relying on the mainstream media, do it yourselves. Get out in your communities, speak to people, tell them what's happening. I've had conversations in this last week about Brexit with people that they're like, really? I didn't know that. There are so many people who are not getting the information they need to make an informed decision, and we, the people who do this, the people who march, the people who gather, we are the way that we will win. And the 4 places I mentioned earlier are a working example of that. So rather than give you a big spiel about being a wonderful European, I'm a born European, my dad's Irish, this really is a big issue for me personally. But more importantly is Scotland's place. We need to secure Scotland's place before we can worry about getting ourselves back into Europe. And the way we do that is by taking up the torch. Contact your local Yes group. Contact your local SNP group, your Green group, whoever, pro-independence, get in touch. Get out there, give your time, do it yourselves. Waiting on politicians, that's not how we're going to win. The people of Scotland are the sovereign source of our power. We can't wait for politicians to give us guidance, provide us with a nice wee instruction book. Do it yourselves, because when we do it, it will work, it will stick, and we will not be beholden to any political body in our future. The people will have the power. That's all I come to say. Thank you.
Okay, my name's Craig. So, as Marion said, we've got to speak to people directly, but we've also got to have talking points that are actually valid and make sense and get through to numbskulls like we had over the road earlier, right? And some of those talking points go fly in the face of what we've been told. For example, we're too wee or too poor, too stupid, right? I live in Slovenia. It's only got 2 million people. It's quarter the size of Scotland. And magically, and they have no oil, magically they're independent, they're successful, and they're happy, right? Simple as that. I've been to 150 countries out of 198 in this world. Doesn't take a genius to work out that independence is normal, right? Simple as that. I'll leave it at that, really. We're a rich country, don't forget it.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was Craig Ralston. Next up we have Katniss from the Mockingjay, who wishes to discuss trans issues.
Hi comrades, if you're that much of a drain financially on the rest of the UK, why don't they let us go? If you think about it, transgender people were protected in Scotland first and foremost in the UK, and that happened in this beautiful building here. The English had to follow suit because they didn't want to feel left behind. I am proud to be a Scot. I'm proud to stand for independence, but more so, I'm proud to be a Scot lass. You can take the girl out of Scotland, but you won't take Scotland out of the girl. Let's face it, a couple of weeks ago, in the tipping rain in Glasgow, 80,000 Scots can't be wrong. In Edinburgh we had 700,000 people leave from this beautiful spot to the medals. 800,000 Scots can't be wrong. We were lied to in 1709 that we couldn't go it alone. Up until that point we were doing alright. We were doing okay. In fact, we were doing fabulous. We were lied to in 2014, saying that we would be dragged out of Europe if we went independent. I think if you look around today and yesterday and the previous marches in Scotland, I think we're going to be okay if we go alone. So I implore you to continue fighting for the Yes campaign, because the Irish have got a motto, and I'm going to be speaking a wee bit of Gaelic, not Gaelic, but Gaelic. Chucky Alar, which means that we can do it. So please continue the fight for Scottish independence, to allow the right for me to be a trans girl. We were lied to in 1709, remember that. We are now in 2020. We're a force to be reckoned with. And Boris Johnson, I've got a message for you. If we are that much a strain in the financial purses of the UK, let us go, because you know that it's Scotland who is subsidising the rest of the UK.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, we're just going to, before we wrap up, we'll get a couple of words for the organisers, and then I believe the pipers are going to play for us. Yes. And then George is going to play a set just to get you all ready for the journey home. Okay. Dave Llewellyn.
Hi guys, thanks for coming. I'm going to keep this really short. I've got a personal message for Guy Verhofstadt. Meneer Verhofstadt, we zitten nu allemaal in Schotland. Je hebt alles achter de liberaal-democraten gedaan in de generaal verkiezingen. En nu, zij hebben nu gestemd tegen die vlag boven onze parlement hier in Schotland. Wij zijn de enige echte Europezen hier. En jullie moeten steunen ons in ons vecht voor onafhankelijkheid. Dank u.
Vielen Dank, Dave. And Graham will round us up.
Thanks, David. I'll keep this short and sweet as well. I'd like to say thanks to Dave, George, and my co-conspirator Stephen Stocks, who helped organise this event. We literally put it together in the back of a fag packet because we were in total despair about what was happening with Brexit and stuff, and we thought, stuff this, we're going to stand up for Scotland. So we put this together, and thank you all very much for coming out today. It's brilliant to see everybody out, especially after being through the trauma of Brexit yesterday. So the message from today is, we go forwards, no looking back, we go forwards. Today the fight back begins, let's do this!
George, on it, pipers first. Ladies and gentlemen, the pipes.
And the drummer.
Pipes and drums. gentlemen, we have a surprise final speaker for you all. Oh. Young Lewis would like to say a word.
We'd be much richer if England never ruled us.
Lewis, repeat it so Granny can get it. Our video wasn't working.
Go on, son.
And it would make a difference to my life and everybody's life.
You've got a captive audience here. Is that you done, young fella? Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the police would like us to be off the park by 2:30. To entertain you on the way out, George is going to play a nice set of music just to warm up our cockles of our hearts on the way out. Thank you, George. Thank you very much, folks, for turning up. Oh, and thanks to the Graham Brown Band for the sound system.
Well on, Dave. Goodbye from me. Thanks for watching. I'm glad that the internet held up pretty well there this afternoon, apart from just the one drop off. So we went through the whole session in 2 live streams. Thanks to everyone else that helped, Mike, Fiona, Pedro, and everyone that shared the live stream. And Kevin back in Glasgow for restreaming it everywhere else. Thanks very much and good night.